everyone, it's Miss Berlanga. In this video, we are going to finish up the lab skills prep lab. This time we are going to be finishing up with the very last station on there. So this starts on page 3, finishes up on page 4, the temperature station. So again, we're going to be going through this lab as if you were in the class, and I will go over a measurement with you and you will do another measurement. So here at our lab station, we have 2 beakers, each with a solution of water. We have beaker 1 and we have beaker 2. We also have our handy dandy thermometer. So our thermometer has a couple of main parts. So you'll notice that it has a red or kind of like colored portion here at the bottom. This is filled with liquid alcohol, colored alcohol. Thermometers used to be made with mercury, which is a very toxic substance. So that's a huge no-no nowadays in the lab. This is filled with colored alcohol instead. And you'll notice that there's a red line that goes all the way up to a certain point, and wherever it meets a number, that tells you what the temperature is. So whenever we are reading the temperature off of a thermometer, it's similar to that liquid volume in a graduated cylinder. We're going to find the closest number, and then we're going to count up or down from there. So for instance, right now I have my hands on the bulb, so it's kind of warming it up a little bit. And if I leave that on there, just another second or two, focus. So you notice that the number that it's closest to is 20. So if we count up the lines from there, we'll go up 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. It's almost up to 4. And if we look at how many lines are between 20 and 30, again, we count, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So it means that each line represents 1 degree. And note this is in Celsius. So this is a unit that we use in science class. So right now, this thermometer is at a temperature of roughly 24 Celsius. It's pretty close to Celsius, to 24. If we go all the way up here at the top, we can actually see the symbol for Celsius. And this particular thermometer goes all the way up to 110. So this 10 actually means 100 plus 10. Cannot measure any temperature below that. Because of this limitation on the thermometer, you cannot read any temperatures really above boiling. This is boiling for Celsius. And also notice that you cannot read any decimal temperatures. So on the lab for this one, you may put a whole number for temperature because these thermometers only read in whole numbers. All right, so what we're going to do, according to the instructions, is we're going to place the thermometer in the first beaker. And we give it about 30 to 60 seconds to adjust to the temperature in the beaker. So it's super duper important that as we put that water in the beaker, we kind of watch that red line, watch it, and whenever it stops changing, my thermometer keeps rolling around. When it stops moving around, which is usually about 30 seconds to a minute, and you don't usually have to give it more than a minute, it should adjust to the temperature in the beaker, and we should be able to get a reading off of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, put this beaker front and center, and zoom in here so that you are able to take a temperature reading off of this thermometer. And looks like my zoom isn't working, so let's go ahead and just bring this up here to you. See if we can't get that camera to focus. Y'all can tell I am not a professional videographer. Not my forte. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold it from here, and I'm gonna bring my camera closer to this lab station, and then you guys can read off of the thermometer right here. And let's get this in the center of the frame. It is very difficult to make this camera focus on something really small. All right, let's see if we can get this to work. Man, I'm really struggling here today. Okay, I'm just gonna bring the thermometer out, hold it right up to the camera, and then I'm gonna let y'all just read off of that. So just pause your video once you get to this point so that y'all can read that. Oh, I think I messed up the focus on this. There we go. Great, so go ahead and read that temperature off there. All right, and just remember, try to get it to the nearest whole number. All right, and let's go ahead and take a look at beaker number 2. So again, we're gonna put our thermometer in here. We're gonna give it about 30 seconds to a minute. This one should be much quicker. Our second beaker. Give it about 30 seconds or so for the temperature to stop changing. And I apologize for that focus. I messed up with the focus on my camera, trying to get this to do a close-up. All right, so let's give it a few more seconds. All right, it looks like the temperature has stopped changing, and I'm gonna have to do this quickly so that it doesn't warm up too much once it's out of the beaker. So go ahead and read that temperature off of there. All right, folks, and that's it for that last station. Anytime you are using thermometers in the lab, super important that you remove them from whatever solution you're using them in. This happens to be water, but if this is not water, we would have to rinse this off and then wipe it gently. All right, and then make sure that you read through those 2 questions at the bottom. They're gonna be on page 4, and answer them. All right, let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you next time. Bye.